Hey, what's happening, everybody? This is Hayden. I think this is running live. This is my very first live stream where I basically wanted to install Gatsby from scratch. Unfortunately, I had an iMac that blew up. I had to reinstall everything, thank gosh, for backup purposes. And I want to run Gatsby because I don't have it set up first. So what I want to do is I'm going to head over and grab iTerm 2. Let's type in iTerm. Again, going live, this should be interesting because it's the first time I've ever done this live. We'll see how it all happens. Let's go back to iTerm, and I'm not even set up yet on this machine. It's so new, it just feels odd. Perfect. Downloading iTerm to my terminal of choice for the Macintosh, and let's see how it works. All right, bringing it over. Yes. I'm going to move to applications folder. I'm going to install some different tools. So what I also have to do is I also have to install the command line tools for the Mac OS. So I have to then agree terms and conditions and downloading the software for iTerm 2 and the Xcode command line tools. Cool. So after that, I'm going to head over and I'm going to grab iTerm 2. So I'm going to grab my applications and iTerm. Don't check automatically. Login. We'll make this a little bigger so you can see what I'm working on. Any questions you have along the way, you're welcome to ask me. Once again, if you just joined me, I am using a brand new machine on macOS Big Sur, and I want to install Gatsby. Why Gatsby? A lot of reasons. Let's go and start the tutorial. Maybe. All right. Ready to dive in? Quick start. Where'd it go? There it is. 0. Setting up your development environment. I always love this line. Familiarize yourself with the command line. I'm going to head down and I don't have brew installed. So I'm going to head over here, check it, and no brew. So let's head and take a look at Homebrew. I'm pretty sure that Homebrew was updated for macOS Big Sur about a month ago. Let's drop it in, see what happens. Yep, have to enter my password in. And return. Rock and roll, Scooby-Doo. This is live, so I am going to install this in real time. This might take a few minutes. And that part was done. Finding available software. I do not want to touch this because it's advisable. Don't do anything until it's all done. This is going to install all the components for Gatsby to work with the exception of some node modules and some other things I have to do. If you are here, welcome. This is my first live video going live installing Gatsby. I don't know how good or bad this is going to be, but let's take a look. Thank you all for watching and taking a look at how Gatsby is installed. Again, this is real time. I wanted to do a live video because I want to show you how quick or how slow this process is to install and get Gatsby JS up and running. Again, this is live. I am not stopping or starting. Should have had a little clock of some sort, maybe on the right-hand side somewhere. But any respects, we have installed the Xcode command line tools that was running. Got a couple more things that we have to run with. I guess the part of going live is that I have to be live. So again, if you have any questions, if you're watching this live or in the replay, you're welcome to ask me any questions you have about setting up and running Gatsby. So far, so good. I want this to just instantaneously run. So the reason why I use Homebrew is it really helps me to kind of jumpstart the process. When I initially put macOS Big Sur on my laptop to test it out, Homebrew wasn't working. But I think about, I don't know, maybe on a month ago, I'm doing this in April. I want to say in March that it actually jumped into Big Sur. I'm not really quite sure when it actually went live, but somewhere around the process, it did go live for macOS Big Sur. If you're in Catalina, then you are good to go. But of course, if you're on Big Sur like me, then this could always be an interesting process. Come on, 64%. I'm running as fast as I can here. But so far, we're just taking our sweet time to receive all of the objects to install. As always, I'm Hayden Adams with the Designer Who Codes, and I can't code yet because I don't have Gatsby installed. So I believe I have the Xcode command line tools installed, and I'm waiting on this first step right here to install and or verify Homebrew. Now, unfortunately, Homebrew is not installed on my machine, as we saw above, so I have to let this run in real time. If you're thinking this is like watching paint dry, it's kind of the same for me. So you're watching this real time, then I'm watching receiving objects tick up at 76, maybe 77. This is like reading the phone book back in the day. Like, this is so incredibly not interesting. But again, I wanted to show a real-time version of how to get Gatsby up and running. So while we're here, we might as well take a look. What I do recommend is that if you have not set up Gatsby at all for the first time, make sure you create an account with GitHub, because we are going to use GitHub to pull repositories and eventually push repositories up and down on GitHub. Now, I already have an account, so I might as well sign in while I'm here and just do the cool stuff. And there we go. I've got a couple followers I do follow, have some repositories. So that's all good to go. And we're still waiting. We are at 100%. We should be pretty good to go. Hopefully we are looking sharp. We're looking good. Again, I have to wait for all this to work. Now that we've downloaded the 640 megs and the 940, actually went pretty fast, 942 megs of data, 2.5 megabits. I am literally reading my output at the correct speed. It should be running pretty good. Again, I'm not touching anything. Hopefully tapping Homebrew core. I don't know what's happening. If you know what's happening, then please leave me a text message or a live chat message. Again, this is my first live stream. It is 7 minutes and 37 seconds into installing Gatsby. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll have to see. Nothing appears to be happening. Let me hit Control C and see if I can get this thing to rerun itself. Yep, need my password. Turn key to continue, making sure that it's all working, hopefully. Maybe I shouldn't have ran this when fatal. That's always good. Yeah. Let's assume this is installed. Let's take a look at Brew V. Oh, we are installed. Check it out. So even though it didn't give me a success message, it looks like it's installed properly. The trick is saying brew-v to make sure that Homebrew is installed. And so far we're looking okay. So I'm going to go forward. I've already installed Xcode command line tools, and I've already installed Homebrew, but I have to install Node. So I'm going to brew install Node, and let's drop this one in. And cloning, tapping Homebrew cask. Again, I'm really hoping this is going to work. This is my first time doing a live stream. I don't think I ran this before, and so far we have to download another 565 megs. Oh man, I thought this was going to be so rapid fire. I am not running anything on Dropbox, and my Backblaze is not running. So far I've got a pretty wide open internet stream. I guess because I am pushing data live onto this stream on YouTube, that it can create some problems. So if I scroll down, what eventually I make sure is I am going to do a Node-V. Now I could have actually just gone to the Node website and downloaded it, but let's be real, doing it through the command line interface is just so much cooler than clicking on the download button for most users. And yes, Black Lives Matter. That's very cool. Thank you, Node.js. We're 46% in. I am, again, watching paint dry. I appreciate everyone who has actually watched this. Anyone more than one person is amazing. So thank you so much for dropping in and watching me install Gatsby. If you thought this was the highlight of my day, you are correct. I am thinking that maybe we should end this live because, again, it just takes so long, and the power of video means I could have edited this down to like 2 minutes. But apparently, I wanted to do it this way. So I'm going to watch paint dry for 57%. Anyone wants to leave me a message in the live chat, that would be awesome. It would make my paint drying experience so much more exciting than what I have here. So we've got Node installing. Again, I could have gone and downloaded it, but I've got the cool command line interface version. Thank you, Homebrew, for making it all work. And I am on the Macintosh, so I did use this. If you do have Windows, then you are going to want to then click on the official Node.js website. Linux people, you can also go through this process to install it in your machine. And after it finishes, which is the Linux version, I'm going to scroll down. What I do want to confirm it's working, which I'm going to do the Node eventually. 81%. Let me take a sip of coffee because this is so exciting to watch this tick up to 88%. I know nothing's worse than dead air on a live stream. This might be my single worst live stream, but it'll also be my best live stream. Why? Because it's my first live stream, so you never know what it's going to do down the road. So far, though, this is running pretty successfully. Oh, 390. Oh, man, come on. That's going much faster. That kicked in at 1.62 megabytes, and this one should be kicking in much faster. I love how the CLI gives me so much. Oh. Let's see. Do I get to Node version? Node-V? Node double V? No. So I have to head over to that Node website because I'm that super cool. Allow, download. I'm going to then install it the old fashioned way because apparently it didn't want to work. So let's install Node. Let's continue. Agree. Macintosh HD. Type in my password. And we're writing files, cleaning up, validating. Perfect. And move to the trash. Thank you. Now we should have Node working on here. Nope. Let's do Node single V. There it goes. Node V is 14.16.1. We're looking great. So I'm not quite sure why or how, but some which way, shape, or form it did not install properly. This is a live view of me installing Gatsby, so if there's hiccups, there's gonna be hiccups. So if I scroll down, I've got Node installed. I don't need Red Hat. I don't need to worry about this because I've got at least version 10. In fact, I had 14. So far we're looking good. NPM, we might need that one. NPM-V, oh, we do, version 6, sweet. So we have at least a Node version higher than 10, or we have 14, and we have the NPM at 16.14.2. So far we're looking great. So let's use the command CLI, and I need to install Git on the Mac OS. So I'm going to head over here. I thought there was a CLI version for Git. There it is, Atlassian. And installing Mac OS, let's go here. I can't check the version. So what I need to do is I have to install Git for Mac installer. And again, you are watching me install Gatsby real time. I thought this would, there's Mavericks. Where is the Big Sur? Is it the latest one? Oh, at least Mavericks. There we go. Let's grab this one. We'll install shortly. And there we go. Perfect. Let's let this one run. Intel Universal. I am in an iMac Universal machine because I do not have the M1 chip yet. I'm going to run my downloads. Again, thank you to everyone for watching. I've got a messy desktop, but I am currently installing Gatsby on my new machine. If you just came in, I had an iMac that took a nosedive, and what happened is that I had to reinstall my entire system. And when it wipes the system, it wipes Gatsby and all the things you work with Gatsby off the map. Now, I am having a spinning beach ball on the machine, so somehow I'm not getting this to work correctly. There we go. Spinning beach ball was done. Oh, if this ever comes up in Macintosh and I can't run it, what I have to do is command open, and then I'll say, you gotta be careful. And I'm like, I'm being careful. And let's install Git. Let's install, type my password in, install software. Again, I'm watching this real time. Thank you, Martin. I appreciate that very much. This might be, I'm not quite sure how this one is gonna work, only because I've never done this live before. So thank you so much for being patient while I'm watching paint dry and trying to install things. Awesome. I think we have the Git OS installer installed. Let me go back. The back button on this one. And the trick now is running git version to see if this is going to work. Git version. Hey, check it out. We have Git installed. This is great. Now here's the thing about this part at the bottom. I want to configure my username and my email, but I don't need Emma Paris. What I usually do is I'm going to copy this first part. And what I'll do is I'll say git commit. If you want to follow me, I think I'm Hayden5. Now I'm curious. I've got stage fright. Let's see. What am I at? Hayden5. There we go. GitHub. Perfect. So I'll set the username as this. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't give me any information. It just is like, hey, that's cool. So I've got that part done. And if I head back over, I want to configure my email, which I'll type in. And there you go. If you want to send me any cool fan mail, I am also at Hayden@Nautilus Designs. So far, I have not got that much fan email. Perfect. I got that one set up. No error messages sometimes means it's going to work. Sometimes not. We'll have to see. So I got this one, and I could have also installed Git with Homebrew in hindsight, but you know, that wasn't as fun as actually going through the old-fashioned installation process. All right, we've installed Git. Success messages using the Gatsby CLI. Let's see if this works, because if we've done everything properly, the Gatsby CLI should rock and roll. NPM, oh, we don't have any error messages. That's always a great sign. Well, most of the time it's a great sign. I am always a little nervous when I do not get an error message because I don't know if it's successful or not. Thankfully, the NPM install will usually say fail or success when installing Gatsby. So fingers crossed, this is going to work. Fingers crossed, it is not an error message. Again, I am running live, so I'm not quite sure if it's going to work or not. If you're just joining me, I am Hayden Adams with the Designer Who Codes, and this is where I have to install Gatsby for the first time on my iMac because I took a nosedive on this machine and had to reformat the entire computer. Even the Mac technicians I worked with were like, even we've never seen this level of like a software issue. And I think I probably need to throw a sudo on this guy. Let's do that. When all else fails, if I can't access different pieces, it's usually because that I haven't given the machine super user access or sudo. And I believe it's super user access do or something like that. Perfect. Boom, the sudo worked. We are all set. So the trick is Gatsby help. Let's see what happens. Hey, check it out. Gatsby's installed. Git appears to be working. So we're going to pull our first site. And I do have a separate folder for Gatsby demo projects. This is still brand new, so everything's still getting kind of all set to go. Let me make sure I do have Hello World. So I'm going to do Hello World 2. Let me just do a little bit of a difference. Let's copy the GitHub repo. Gatsby is always Gatsby, new, and I'll say Hello World v2 for the folder name. Oh, I have to go into the Gatsby folder too. CD Gatsby demo projects, and then we do Gatsby new, and then we'll say Hello World v2 and drop in the GitHub. Cool. This appears to be working. I think I got Gatsby all set to go in the process. I never know when I'm going live how it's going to work. And again, this is a little bit like watching paint dry only because I can only control this so fast. But so fast, so far. All right, installed. Oh, some error messages. Hopefully they're not going to create too much of a problem. Yep. All right. It was successfully installed even with some error messages. Not quite sure. Let's take a look. CD hello world v2 and Gatsby develop. First one's always the most nervous. Does it work? Does it not work? Even with error messages, did I get everything working successfully? That's always the question I have. And so far, hey, check it out. Moment of truth. Did I get it working? Cheers. If I could play some like studio clapping or all that good stuff. Hello world. I have Gatsby working successfully. This is awesome. Any questions you have, welcome to leave them in the chat messages. But I at least wanted to just go live for a little bit of time just to show you how to install Gatsby for the first time on a macOS machine. As always, I'm Hayden Adams with a designer who